Okay, well, today I have a special privilege and treat for you as a towing company. And I never get to go through everything that Towing.com currently does for your towing company. And today I get to do exactly that. One feature at a time, one problem meets the solution that Towing.com provides over and over and over again. We do so much for members that realistically, very few towing companies even know everything we do. This is the opportunity to go from start to finish and know everything that they benefit from, that you benefit from Towing.com. Today is Towing.com 101, where we go through it all. And here is the agenda that we have for today. Well, there's me. So we are going to go one feature at a time, all the way down this checklist. And each one of these can impact your business. And that's exactly what we're out to do today, is impact your business. I am Drew Wash, owner, creator of Towing.com, and it is my privilege to serve as the steward of Towing.com for the towing industry, meaning, yes, I took the risk. I put my house on the line, went out, bought Towing.com for six figures back in 2007 with the purpose of sharing it with the towing industry. And that's exactly what I've been doing ever since, is taking this and taking the experiences and expert knowledge that I've acquired as a marketer, and I've built it into Towing.com so you as a towing company can come on, use the tools, and know that there is marketing expertise behind it. You can tow more and worry about this internet stuff less. That is what we are after, and that is the mission and goal that we're going for, and we'll see that as we go through the features. So, Towing.com is internet marketing. And we talked about just recently how marketing is one of the things I teach often is how marketing is the bridge between a problem and a solution. On one side, you have the problem, you have the customer with a broken down car. On the other side, you have the solution, your towing company, and you can build a bridge over to that problem so that way they can just come to your company. Well, that bridge is made up of two things: awareness, they need to know about you, and then these authority. Authority being they need to know that you can provide the solution without creating more problems for them. So if you want more on what marketing is and how you can use it, the framework that we have built out, you can go to twobucketmarketing.com or look on our YouTube channel. There is a training on that as well. But for today, we are going to go through and do more than just talk about marketing. We're going to see the hands-on, step-by-step application of Towing.com for your business. So bringing back up our list. So on one screen here, we have Towing.com, the homepage. If you want to try to follow along, I am going to go pretty quickly because I want to make sure that I get through everything within a reasonable time frame. I know we're all busy, but I will take a moment on each of them, set them up. So here we go. First thing first, logging in. So as a Towing.com member, you do get a username and password that allows you to get to the behind the scenes piece of Towing.com, the part that is just for the insiders of the towing industry, and that is you as a towing company. So in order to get to that, you have to have a login. There are two ways to get a login to the towing company dashboard. One is to go to towing.com/register, towing.com/register, and that's free. You can show up where people search for your company name right here in the company directory. And when they search for your name, you're going to show there as long as you do the towing.com/register. But the way that makes all of this possible, all the features and things that we do for Towing.com, the other way is to become a Towing.com supporter, a supporting member of Towing.com, and that's what gets you the opportunity to get new business, not just from your existing customers, but the customers that are searching in your area for the services you provide. all of this training, everything we do is made possible by the supporting towing companies. So thank you, all you supporters out there that make this all possible. So to log in to Towing.com, you can go to the homepage and, well, click the little login link here. And that is just for you. And today we're going to be using my test account for the sake of logging in. Typically, your email address where your receipt will go, or whatever email address you sign up as, is what you will use as your username. And then your password is whatever you set it to. Let me see if I can remember mine. So username, password, email, password. If you do not remember your password, you can, of course, click the forgot your password, where it's going to ask you for your email address and it will send it over. And if that doesn't work, so you don't even remember the email address or something, you can also always click the contact us right here. And especially during the business hours of the day, you can get a hold of us and we'll help figure out how to get you access to your account. So now, if you are on a laptop that is your primary laptop, you can, of course, click the Stay Logged In. This will mean that whoever has that laptop will have access to your Towing.com dashboard. So only do that if you're on a secure device being one you have in your control. We had a member one time that stayed logged in, and they had their grandkids or something ended up changing their profile one time. So, make sure you're kind of keeping track of that device. So I'm going to go ahead and click Stay Login for the sake of this live stream. And now we are heading into the behind the scenes piece that only members and registered companies have access to, the Towing.com dashboard. And there we are. We are into the Towing.com dashboard for my test company here. So we'll look around here in a moment, but first I want to go over to our checklist, and we have logged in, all done. So first thing you do as a towing company will be to have your account, make sure you can log in, and then log into your dashboard. Now the next thing you're going to do, especially when here at the beginning, we want to make sure that you're all set up and have your information correct on the site. Yes, we have had towing companies that have signed up, been on the site, and their phone number had a typo in it. Like, the customers need to be able to contact you, so we have to check your company information. And by we, I mean you. We don't know your phone number unless you enter it in correctly. So first thing to do when you log in here is to go, and we're going to go through and I'm going to show you how to verify your company's information. So back over on your dashboard, the way that the site is, navigation over here on the side is set up is the profile and website piece of it are things that you're going to change more frequently. And then the identity and brand, as well as the account and billing, those are things that you're only going to really need to do the first few times. So here to start, we're going to be going into the identity and brand, and we are going down to the company information. I'll zoom in there, company information, and we're going to click in that, and that's going to pull up the company information. So here is where we're going to verify the information that you have for your company name. Your company name, this is the public company name. So one of the things I make sure to tell and make sure you know is you don't need an LLC, you don't need Inc., you don't need commas or like all that legal stuff. This is more about what are your customers going to search for you from, like your company name. So for the sake of my test one, I have small business reinforcements, because that's what we are, is small business reinforcements. Phone number, address here. Now, as you'll see, the address is your full address. And one of the things that if you change your address, it's going to change you on the Google Maps. If you change your zip code, that will affect your search engine optimization quite a bit, which we'll talk about here in a moment as we go into the search engine boost. But if it's the wrong address, you still need to correct it. So you want to make sure this information is correct. And then you can just move on to the next page. And that's pretty much it as far as your company information. Make sure your name, your phone number, and your address is correct. That's all we need to make sure on the verification piece of your company information. additional steps we'll go into here in just one moment. So I do want to take a moment and just mention this is a live training. So if you are with me live, you can ask questions and I will address the questions either now or towards the end of the training. I want to make sure you as a towing company, especially if you're a sporting member, you get the answers and get the results that Towing.com can create and help you create as you build your marketing bridge with your awareness and authority. So back to the list here. So the next thing you want to do as a towing company is to make sure you have the services you provide listed on your profile. So I'm going to go ahead and check this off. And let's go back out to the dashboard. For each step, we are going to start from the dashboard. So that way, whether you're coming in from login, you can always get to the correct place. So from the company dashboard, we are out to check the services that your company provides. Because that's something we don't change very often, we want to go to the identity and brand, and we want to click on, I'm mistaken. Okay, so it is something you can change frequently. So to change your services, you want to go to your profile and website, and then your service list right here. Let me zoom in on that. Your service list are the services, as it says here, the services that you provide. So we will click on that and come into the site. And for this, we want to come down here to the list of services. So Towing.com allows you as a towing company, like it represents the entire towing industry. So what that means is we want to make sure that it represents all the various services that you might provide as a towing service. So towing, auto repair, roadside service, whether you do heavy duty or light duty, all of those services are represented under the service list here. When customers come into our site searching, they will find you as long as you have the service selected. So here you go. We are under a gold account. So if you're bronze, we'll get to that in one moment. That may look a little bit different. It will look a little bit different. So right now has this gold account. You'll see that these black, the little corner things here, it says location. It means it's a searchable location. So these are searchable services by location. So let's say I do local towing, towing, flatbed. Just go through and select. If it's checked, it means it's going to show up on your profile and you're going to be providing that service. So one of the things we have asked pretty frequently is whether or not they should, like, oh, I only do medium duty RVs. Should I include that on my profile? For example, when you're looking at the RVs and things. The answer is, do you want the opportunity at the business? So, and the answer is typically going to be yes. As long as you're not going to be bothered if somebody with too large of an RV or something calls you, you'll have the opportunity at the business because you'll be showing up with your phone number right there. So select anything you think you would like the opportunity for the business at. So there you go. You'll see all the different services we have here. And this is one of those times that you need to, down here in the corner, if I can get to it, I'll get my big head out of the way. You want to be able to click the Save My Services piece here for your, okay. Select the Save My Services, the button right here. That is what saves it to your profile. And let me go ahead and select that. And we will go look at my Towing.com profile just to see what it looks like. So I'm going to go back out to the dashboard and pull that up. And this is the downside of the live, is we have to wait for everything to load. Okay, here we go. And from the dashboard, we can get to the company profile. Thought we had a link to it. Okay. Well, basically, let's just go out to Towing.com and do a search. We do have links everywhere. I don't necessarily want to go looking for them. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. It occurred to me this is my test company, so I don't even know what zip code to search for. 00917. which is not even, we'll see if this works because this is a test account. So yeah, it's an invalid postal code. Okay, so let me try to think about how I'm going to cheat here and go and get to the view profile. I know that that link exists. Oh, I can't do it. It's my test account. That's what I get for trying it. Okay, well, we'll continue on. We'll worry about showing, actually, I'll just go to a, so let me go back out to the search, and I'm just going to do a search for our local area here, and I'll show you how the services show up on a company profile. So on a company's profile here, like this one, there's a link for services, and as you edit and add those services, this is where they appear. They appear on your company's profile here. So if you want to change them, you would go into the service list and then modify them. Makes sense. Maybe not the most straightforward in the explanation, but go to the service list, select them. If they're checked, they're active, and then you make sure to click the save button down in the corner, and then they're on your profile. So, and that works for all the above, both bronze, silver, and gold. They will show on your profile. Now, the next thing we want to talk about, though, is just for bronze, and that is this one here, the search categories. So as we're looking at this list here, you'll notice that these are shown up with they're searchable by the location. If you have a bronze account, you only are searchable for 2 categories. Each of these boxes here are a category. So for example, you have light duty over there, heavy duty here, roadside service. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure that we can share Towing.com with as many companies as possible, whether you're a large company or small company. And we created the bronze level of membership so that way even the smallest of towing companies that provide towing and roadside service can appear on Towing.com. So let me go ahead and set up this count. And what I'm going to do is go and hack our site a little bit. Not really hack it, but I'm going to change my test account over to a bronze account, which just takes 1 second. And this is going to change the way that we see the account. So now I have to log back in. And we'll bring this back up. Okay, so we're logging back in now as a bronze company. So we're going to see the dashboard maybe slightly in a different way here. Okay, so now we're going to go back to that service list. And now we are viewing this as a bronze company, and you only get, as a bronze company, you're only going to be able to select 2 of these to show up under. So that's why bronze is made for a towing and roadside company. Is most likely, if you're a smaller company, you're just doing towing and roadside or just roadside, and you'll see that the little icon here, that's a searchable location for your company. So in this case, for bronze, it's light duty and roadside service only that you would probably want to do. Or if you're only a heavy duty company, for example, you can be bronze and do heavy duty only as well. So that would be how you would come in and back to the list somewhere. Okay, here we go. So that is how you set up your search categories. That only affects the bronze ones. As a featured company, or I'm sorry, as a gold member or silver member, those are going to be all available. And let me remove this for 1 second. I have to do some maintenance on that account. I just realized I didn't update the bronze. So anyhow. Okay, that would explain something to myself. Okay, so as a bronze, you do get that search category, but let's get on to some more content. We want to get to the hours. So right now we're still just setting up our company. So We're just making sure that the basic information is out there. So next we want to do is the hours of operation. Let me get us back out to the dashboard. So we want to set up the hours of operation. So we will come over to the Towing.com dashboard. And from the dashboard, since this is something that we will not change very often, we will go to, since this is something on your company's profile, you'll find it hours of operation. So you'll find hours of operation right here, and you'll go ahead and click on that. Now, hours of operation, there's a lot of different ways that you can do this. You can just type them in one at a time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Godfather. Or you can just select the 7 days a week. So many towing companies are a 24/7 operation. So if that's the case, if you're 24/7, just select 7 days a week, come down here and select 24 hours, and then save your hours. Let's say that you do weekdays and you take the weekends off or something. You can say the weekdays, 24 hours, weekends, you're closed, say, or if you have special hours. Or if you want to go 1 day at a time, whether you're setting up holiday hours or something like that, you have the opportunity to come in here and say, maybe you take Mondays off, or it's a holiday and you're marking it as closed, and then come in and hit save hours. And now that will update the hours section under your profile. And in the case of this company here, you can see that their hours are listed here. But more importantly than the hours being listed there is that is how we determine whether over here, whether you are shown as open or not. So let me get that highlighted. There you go. So now you can see that this company is open. So that all comes from the hours. It's part of the setup process. You want to make sure your hours are set. Ideally have them set up. But like all of this is like we have companies that sign up and do nothing with anything, but we want to make sure that you're doing it and using it to get the most benefit. So that includes setting up the hours. So back out to the dashboard. Now for the final thing that we want to do is I want to take a moment and talk about the member website, setting up a member website. So as a gold member, we'll go here and let me pull up the list. So as a gold member, you receive a Towing.com member website. That means an actual website. And if you have seen our training on the home-based marketing strategy, you know you need a website that you control on your domain, that you can actually edit, that you can enter something and it appears on your website. That I know that many different services out there like tell you that that it's easy to manage. You as the company owner can manage it yourself, and then it ends up being this complicated system. Well, what we are doing right now is modifying a member website. That is the cool thing about the gold service. A few years back, we were trying to we had noticed that many towing companies did not have websites, and we looked at the various options that are out there, and many of the options they were complicated to do yourself, or they were super expensive, which left many small businesses out in the dark. And having a website is a critical piece of any small business nowadays. You need to be on the internet, and having a website is part of that. And if you just go down the path of having a Facebook page or something, you're really missing the opportunity to develop wealth and the value and retain that the success that you're building with your company. And a website allows you to do that. It is a digital asset. It's your digital real estate for your company. So you need to have a domain name and you need to have a website on it. And then ideally, you can modify that website. The home-based marketing strategy training is available on our YouTube channel, and I highly recommend you check that out. The member website was designed from the ground up to make sure that you can have an internet presence that even your towing company can modify. You as the towing company owner is ideally who goes in here and does it. And here's the nice thing. I get that this internet stuff even when it's simplified, is complicated at times. And the member website is indeed probably the most complicated thing to set up, because you're really getting into the fabric of the internet, like setting up secure certificates and domain names and name servers and DNS. Like I get it. Like that's insane, which is why we actually will do that for you. Like this is one of the few times that we like get in there and we'll take care of the member website setup for you. We will even register a domain name for you and manage it for you. And if you want to ever cancel and transfer that domain name out, we just ask you to pay $99 to transfer that domain name. So we want to take care of the internet stuff for you, and the member website is part of that. To set up your member website, what you would need to do is just go over to the profile website and click website. Now, we have already went through the process here, which is why it says the setup is complete. Now, the process is very easy, and you can certainly go through it. Now, the process to set up a member website is easy if you are familiar with the way the internet works and setting up, registering a domain name and setting up name servers and things. But if that sounds like a second language to you, just use the chat button, talk to us, help us. We'll get you your website set up. So basically, we go in, we enter in your domain name. It creates name servers. We got to the domain name. We set them up on the domain, and then we go in here and mark it as complete. And then, voila, we're going to pull up the member website that is associated with this towing company. So remember how we weren't able to find the profile earlier? Well, this is the Towing.com profile, except for you'll notice, well, other than the fact that it's me and my gang up there, there is no mention of Towing.com on here. This is about your company. This is about developing your awareness, your authority. So the hours that we set up, for example, they are right here over on the hours tab. Boom, right there. Remember how we're closed? I closed it on Monday, done. The services we provide will show up under services, but more specifically, we'll get to that in a moment, because on your member website, there's actually entire pages of content created for the services that you want to have pages of content for. So member website is a matter of getting a domain name, setting the name servers, and marking it as complete in there. That's pretty much it. But if that sounds like a second language, which I understand it might, then just have us do it for you. We'll take care of it from start to finish and get you set up with a website for your company. And then you can edit all of this. So much of what we are going to do from this point forward, well, we have a little bit more on the setup. Once we finish the setup, a lot of what we're going to be doing will be modifying this website in addition to modifying the information that shows up for your company on Towing.com. So when I say that Towing.com allows you to do internet less and tow more, it is from the ground up built for that. And even better, everything you're doing on the internet is made to show up well and attract more business for your company. Yeah. So anyhow, I get pretty excited about what we're building here. So that is the member website. I always say just contact us. We're happy to set that up for you, and that's what we will consider that done. So that is the setup process for your company. And once you have that done, now your information is verified. If you're a gold member, your website is up and live. Your services are corrected. And now we are ready to move on to the search engine boost. Okay. There we go. So the search engine boost is one of the key elements to what you get as a Towing.com member. So you need to be a sporting member with Towing.com. And if your company, let me just say, your company wants to show up on Google. That's where everybody's looking, right? They're all looking on Google for towing services in your area, and you want to show up there. But having a website's not enough. You don't just show up there just because you have a website. You don't show up there even if you fill out Google's information. There's more to it. There's something called search engine optimization, and that is doing this right here. doing activities that allow you to show up higher on Google. And if you show up well for certain keywords, the keywords that people are searching for in your area, that determines whether people see you, they're aware of you, and give you the opportunity at calling you or your business. So this is all that direct to the customer getting direct to you. So that bridge via Google. So, and the free Google stuff, not the paid stuff. So the SEO boost works in two major ways. So first is going to be the your address match. So when you are in under the identity, well, let me go back out to the dashboard and start from there. Okay, from the dashboard, we want to make sure that your company information matches Google. That is what we are referring to here under the SEO boost. There's two aspects to the SEO boost. And let me pull up Google, actually, so that way I can give you an example of this. Let me just search for this company since I have them up. So when you do a search for towing in your area or whatnot, there are the natural search engine rankings, which are these over here. Natural being, these are not sponsored ads. These are organic, as they're called. So they show up, and it's not because people paid to be there. It's because they fed Google the information that Google wants to know that they can rank somebody high. And then over here is what is Google Maps. So a lot of times if you search, for example, by location, there's a map and then there's a local. So when I say that we want to make sure that your company's address matches Google, what I am saying is you want to make sure that this address here, right here, is the same one that we have for Towing.com. So in your company information, under identity and brand over here, you want to go to company information. There are two pieces of information that should match Google to make sure that Google understands your company is the one that they know about. Well, you also want to make sure that ideally the company name matches, but you want to make sure the phone number matches ideally, and then the address, you want the address to match what Google knows about your company. So as long as those two things match, here is how that works. This is why a membership and being a supporter of Towing.com helps you rank higher on Google Maps. Google Maps is out to show people towing companies that are in that area. But the way that they get that information is basically you as a towing company or anyone else out there says, hey, I'm a towing company in this area. And Google doesn't know whether that's true or not until they verify it in some other way. You have 2 points. This is one person saying, hey, I'm a towing company in this area. And they have Google that's saying, okay, well, that's good to know, but how can we verify that that information is accurate? And they try to do all kinds of different things nowadays because that's very important to them to be able to verify that information. So nowadays it's really hard to even be under Maps because you have to do a video or photos or all these different things to verify, which go through and jump through those hoops because they are important to your company. But there's one other aspect, which is third-party validation of the data. What Google wants to be able to see is that your towing company is in fact a towing company in that location. Towing company, location, Google sees it verified by a third party, Towing.com, the face of the towing industry, the homepage of the towing industry saying this is in fact a towing company in this area. Now Google knows that, hey, I can trust what this company is saying and rank them higher. Does that make sense? Like, there's not really magic behind it. There is trust. Like, they're like, hey, Towing.com is the authoritative domain name. It is a website that shows towing companies, and they say that this company is located in this area. So now Google knows that as long as the information matches, they can trust showing you higher. It's not a magic bullet. It's not a guaranteed thing because there's many factors that rank somebody. but it is a very important part, and certainly worth. There's many companies that do supporting memberships just for the search engine optimization boost. So make sure your company information is matching. So the other piece of the Towing.com SEO boost is making sure that you have a website linked on your profile. So I'm going to go ahead and go back out to the dashboard. Again, I want to make sure that each of these starts from there. So once that dashboard loads, okay, so next up under the search engine optimization boost, we want to make sure that your website has an opportunity to rank higher on Google. So let's go ahead and check this off. And to do that, we need to make sure that Google knows about your website. So we're going to go under identity and brand to the company information. And then under company information, you're just going to go here to where it says website, and you're going to enter your website. Now, if you don't have a website, make sure you're a gold member and get one using the Towing.com member website, and we'll put that in there as well. But you want to make sure that your website appears here. And if you don't have a website, get a website. Now it is important to make sure your website is on your domain name. This is not your Facebook page. This is not a Google page. This is not some free thing that some big business out there gives you. You want this to be your internet address. Like, look at this. Here's your physical address. This is where you're located. And then this is your internet address. That is how to think about the website. Where is your home? Where is your asset that you are building on the internet? That is what we are entering here. That's why you need that website. So what we do, you put that in there, you enter in your web address. You can enter it with the HTTPS or not. Our system will look that up for you if you do not. And then you just move on, and it will save that information to your profile. Now, what happens next is your Towing.com profile will now have a link to your website. So let's go out here to our buddies' URLs here. So right here is where the URL shows up. So that is a very special link to your website. Many different marketing services out there, many different marketing services that are out there will do things to, like, it shows a link, but it's actually not a link that benefits your company. They do things, there's a bunch of things that you can do nerdy behind the scenes, like say it's a non-follow link, or like it takes away weight from the link. You don't need to worry about that, except for just know that if there is a Mac Daddy gold, like top of the class link, this is it, okay? So what you are adding to your profile is telling GoDaddy that this is the home for this company. So in fact, when you have a member website, we are telling GoDaddy that this link is to your website, but we actually take it way further. And let me just nerd out for just one moment as a search engine optimization guy that is built into all the Towing.com stuff. We actually will tell Google that the information we have on Towing.com comes from your website. It's called a canonical, and we are telling them that, hey, the information you see here is actually from their website, which means your website is the most powerful piece of your company's internet presence. That is such a big deal if you care about search engine optimization. You don't need to know the details behind the scenes because most of what we do is not necessarily, you don't have to worry about it, but just know what we are doing with that link is a big deal, and it ends up getting you the biggest results and biggest bang for your buck, your search engine optimization buck. So there you go. That is the how to, well, let me get this back up first. So that is how you add your member website URL, and that gets you the SEO boost. And I'll tell you right now, did I say something wrong? Yeah. And let me just take a moment here. and say that, yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to mention them out. We are happy to help. So I just put that up there just so you know. We are indeed, in fact, live as of the point of viewing this. Later on, not so much. So now we have your website set up. You are SEO boosted. We see that Google often picks up your member website and the links and the SEO content we're doing. It's, as we used to say, 21 days, but nowadays they are by our website so frequently that they're picking it up within 24 or 48 hours. In fact, just recently at a trade show down in the Florida Tow Show, a company came by. I added in, we did a member website for them, and they were with another towing company. And I told them, I said, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't ranking well. Like you search for your company name, your website's going to appear probably, if you give it like 2-3 days, it will happen. And the guy next to him's like, if that's true, I'm signing up for gold. So I emailed him I checked it when I got back to the office and let him know. It's like, hey, in fact, there it is. You search for your company name and now your member website's already showing up. That result is not a guaranteed thing, but often your website's known by Google within just a couple days. So the SEO boost is one of the most powerful things that we do for you. And that is the thing about Towing.com that is really important to kind of get is it is not about us. Towing.com is not about Towing.com. Towing.com is about the towing companies that are on it, the towing companies that are actually going out there and doing the towing. That is something that the big businesses that are out there fail to kind of understand and recognize is you're the one that matters. You're the service provider. Like they get in the way between you and a customer and then they expect to make a bunch of money off of your efforts. And it's just like ridiculous. Like that's not how the world should work. You're going out there providing the service. Google is not standing next to that you and that customer saying, "Oh yes, I'm earning my money. Give me, $5 per click or $20 per call or whatever it is that they're charging." That like they're literally charging a toll just for that customer to get to you. It's absurd, and we want to fight back. And the way that we do it is through this SEO boost. The SEO boost showing you directly to the customer so customers can contact you. Now, the downside is Towing.com doesn't get credit for that. So, we are doing ourselves a little bit of a disservice because we have many people that contact us and say, hey, I've not heard anybody say that they found us on Towing.com. And it's like, no. It is not about being found on Towing.com. That is like bonus. That's like bonus business. What is most important are the people finding you directly. That is what we want. We want them just to call you more, to find you in Google, on Microsoft, and on AI, which I will mention that under the SEO boost here. If you want to show up in AI, so on ChatGPT, on Grok, and all these different AI things that are coming around, being on Towing.com, making sure your company information is valid, making sure you have the correct link in there is all very important because just like Google wants to know like third-party validation, so do the AIs. They, in fact, if you think about it or if you know how they work a little bit, ChatGPT does not have access to Google's data. So they're not friendly. They don't share data like that. They actually block each other. So in order for ChatGPT to get the data, for example, find me a towing company in my area, they need a source for that data. Towing.com is source data for AI, and I've done a blog post about that, showing how people are showing up in AI because of their Towing.com listings. Now, one of the things about that is, remember, we are giving a link directly to your website. So now when you show up in AI, the source data is your website. You're getting the benefit. Like we don't get credit, but it is like you getting the credit because we're passing them on. We want to make sure they find you. It's not about Towing.com. Towing.com is direct to towing companies, and that means all across the board, both with customers looking for you, but also with the big businesses that are looking for your information to be able to show to their customers. Super important stuff. It may not, like basically, if you want more business, be on Towing.com, and that business comes from all over the place. So now let's get on to some of the fun stuff here. Let's get on to the identity package. So the identity package is the part of Towing.com that, again, let me get out to the dashboard. I keep breaking my rules. An opportunity for, okay, caffeination. Okay, so now we are on to the identity package. The identity package is the piece of Towing.com that really allows you the opportunity to build your authority. So early on, I talked about how marketing is a bridge between the problem and the solution, and that bridge is built with two things: awareness and authority. So if they're seeing you on Towing.com, they're aware of you. Now the question is how do they select a company? So if we go back out to Towing.com and I look up so like I did a search in this area and I'm seeing a list of towing companies. And when you're viewing this on a mobile device, I just want to show, it's the call buttons to the towing companies. Well, the companies that you're seeing here, a customer can call any of them. And now that customer has the question of, who do I decide to call? Now, you as a towing company want them to call you, right? You want like somebody's seeing you. It's not enough just to see you. You want them to actually call you and give you the opportunity at the business. Well, the identity package is how you get that opportunity at the business. It is your opportunity to show your authority as a towing company that can provide the solution and do it without creating additional problems. So it gets you access to a bunch of different tools, which we're going to go over. But you can already see here from this list the way that it shows up. So the icons here, those are for silver and gold members. And then some of these companies down here on the bottom do not have that. So you want to stand out. You'll see how it stands out right there. Let's go. In fact, I want to grab their zip code, and I just want to show you how it works in the actual zip code because it's even more impactful. So if I do a search for the zip code, so when a customer comes into Towing.com, does a search for the zip code that you are listed in, this is what it's going to appear as. Wait for it to load. Okay. So when they search in your zip code, this is what it's going to look like. This is their cover image back here. This is their logo over there. All of that just like showing that they are the company that represents this area. Look at the boom, number one, this is the company. Now, all the other members that are in the area are still show here, 4 miles away, 8 miles away. It's all based on distance. But if you want to have that impact, like we don't allow people to pay more to be on top of anybody else. It's always based on distance or most recently active. It's not based on who pays the most. What is the difference between whether you get the call or the click or the attention of the customer is how well you demonstrate that they should give you their attention, their business. So the identity package is what gives you that opportunity, and that's what allows them to stand out versus other companies. This is specifically in their zip code. So back to that. Now we're going to go through the features of the identity package here and just look at how to add each of these. And I want to come from the dashboard. So now we're going to add a cover image. So in fact, we're going to add a cover image and then a logo to our profile. And the reason why it's partial for silver and green for gold is when we do this, it is modifying the cover image and logo for our member profile, but it's also modifying the website for the gold members. So that's the cool thing here, and I'll pull this up. So here is our Towing.com member website. In fact, I'm wondering if I want to one moment, please, as I try to decide how I want to. Yeah, because I have this set up funny Dang it. Okay. Well, we'll be able to view it from the member profile or the member website, my test account. Anyhow. So now what we want to do is set up the cover image and the logo. So we're going to come in. That is something that appears on the profile, but you don't need to change very often. It's probably something you'll change maybe once a quarter, once every few months. And it's under your identity and brand here. So you're going to come in here, click identity and brand, and then look at that, logo and banner. So right now we have these two images here. To start, I'm going to go ahead and just remove them. So that way we can start with blank images. So when you come in here, you're not going to have any images. And first we want to add a logo. Now your logo, apologies, let me make my head small here. To add your logo, it needs to be a square image. So this is like a square image that we're doing. I believe I have some images that I grabbed out onto my desktop. And let's see what we have here. Let's go with, oh, here we go. This is the one I think, anyhow. Okay, so we're uploading this, and it gives you the opportunity to crop the image. Cropping is just the, to make it square. So we're going to grab this here. We're going to show off, hey, I wonder if it's the same shirt I'm wearing. Look a little different with the facial hair. Okay. So you select the square. You can resize this if you want to, if I just want to show me, for example. But this is grabbing a square, and then you're going to click preview. Does it look good? Works for me. And then confirm. Now that uploaded, and what we can see is what was once this logo here is now going to change. It might be cached, so there we go. So now we just changed that logo. It's that new logo. So now we want to come in and do the same thing for a cover image. What cover image do we want to go with? This is the one we had, the family cover. Should we go with family cover again? Okay, we'll go with it again. Okay, so you just come in here, and I'll just take this as an opportunity to say, yes, we are in fact a family-owned company, and yes, my mom still works here, does payroll. This one back here in the middle is my wife. She does the books and, well, keeps me sane. And then this is Kate. This is her husband. This is my buddy's wife. Like, we're a small family-owned company. Just because we have Towing.com doesn't mean that we're a giant company. So we're going to hit preview. I'm sorry, let me show you. So to crop it, so let's do this again. Okay, so we're going to click on the box, and then it's going to pull up the option for images. Go to the image on your computer, select it, open it, and then it's going to open up the crop tool. Now, if you're on a mobile device, this is a little bit more difficult. You can do it, but it's a little more touchy. Ideally, do it from your computer. And then come in here, click preview. Looks pretty good. Click confirm. And depending on your internet connection, sometimes that might take a moment. And now that image is there, we're going to come out here to our profile, and voila. So just like that, we have just modified our company's website, added the cover image, our logo. Now you'll see I add people to these images. One of the things that I always recommend is add images with people to them. This is one of those marketing tips that I want to give you. I say this all the time, but so few companies add faces. Make sure you have a face on your images whenever possible. We do business with people, not with trucks, not with buildings. So if you have a cover image here, a lot of people do trucks up here. Do a picture with you in your truck. Okay, I highly recommend it. It is how you build authority and trust. You don't want your customer to be in a dark parking lot, and the first time they ever see your face is when you show up with your truck. Like, they're nervous, they're worried that they called the right company. Is this safe? What's going on? Like, show your face. It's not about like being attractive, and like so many towing companies tell me, like, oh, I'm just not a good looking guy. It doesn't matter. Like, it's about building the authority and trust with that customer. So even if you're Quasimodo or whatnot, just make sure that you put a face up there. Don't use models or stuff, use real people. You're a real business. It's why we do this stuff. So that is how you add the logo and the cover image. So we're going to go back out and we're going to go to the dashboard and get ready for next step. So we are going through the identity package. We've added the cover and the logo. Now I want to show you how you can modify your homepage content. Now this is the content that appears under your Towing.com profile. So in the case of our company that we were looking at, this would be the content that shows up down here. Now, this does actually show under a bronze company. It just doesn't show up under the direct. It shows up a little bit differently, which I'll go find a bronze company here in a moment and show you how it shows up after this. So to modify, let me pull back up the list, trying to be routine here. So now we're going to modify the your company's homepage content. This is both the content on your homepage, a block of information that gives you an opportunity to demonstrate your authority, why somebody should use you. And to do that, we come to the dashboard. And from the dashboard, we want to go over to your profile and website, and then homepage content. Now, on your homepage content, what you will have here is a WYSIWYG editor, which is just a fancy way of saying what you see is what you get. So it's just like using a Google Doc. In fact, if you enter it into a Google Doc and copy and paste it in here, it should just take it right in. So coming in here, you can come in, and I've already added a bunch of different stuff, but let me pull up my website so you can see it. So here's what's currently there, and we'll just come in here and say, you have a dream, and we'll just make that a different color. Actually, I just highlighted it red. So we will make the changes that we want to make, and we'll start with the a basic version of this, and then we will get a little more complicated. We could spend as much time, we could spend a lot of time on this. I just want to change the window here so you can see the buttons over my shoulder here. So once you make the changes you want to make, in this case, we just added and highlighted some text. You should say, like, you are trying to fill in information here that lets the visitor, that person that's seeing your company, know why they should use you. This is where your first opportunity to build authority with the visitors and those who are aware with you. So once you do that, then you just come here and you'll click the Save This button. And now that has been successfully saved, and we'll go out to your profile and we will update it, and voila, now it's just like, that's it. So what you'll see here is some of the stuff that I have done to the profile. This is a slideshow that I've created, as well as you can add images, you can add some video. Like I said, we could do a whole training on the various things you can add to this. So example, if you want to embed a video from your YouTube channel, you can do it here. And what I will probably end up doing is a separate training that just goes into some of the more advanced things that you can do with your homepage content editor. So including this here, which is you can modify, you can actually do the HTML behind the scenes. So HTML is what every website is made up from. You have access to that. So if you have a website company, we've talked to several different web design companies, and they can do this stuff for you. So you can use a member website that you can modify, and then do the HTML behind the scenes if you do not want to just go with the limited stuff that you can do right through here. So, and then of course you're saving it, and that appears on your home page of your website. So that is how you modify the home site content. So you have a bunch of different features here that you can do here. For example, this is like to make the text big or small. You're setting up, you're probably used to this if you use Word or a Google Doc. Your headers are the main topics, and then you get down to normal text. Then you have bold, underline, different fonts, different colors. your different bullet points. I'm a bullet point guy. I like to use them versus paragraphs. I don't like to read paragraphs. I like to just have sentences. But then you can add images, links, tables, and all kinds of different stuff. All of it's available to allow you to have flexibility to communicate your company's authority to the visitor that is viewing your profile and or your website. There are other things you can do with it, including considering your search engine optimization keywords and things like that. But that's all more advanced that I'm happy to teach on some point. So that is how you modify your Towing.com homepage content. And let me just verify I don't have any questions on that, because I know that that is okay. All righty. We are an hour in. We have a lot more to do. I guess I need to pick up the pace here. So we're back to the dashboard. Moving on to the, now we want to do something that is super important, which is we want to add frequently asked questions. So right now to your website, you are answering calls from customers that have the same questions over and over and over again, right? How much is it? How long will it take to get here? And every time they call you, you are answering that question pretty much the same way. It depends on the truck we send out. It depends on how busy we are. It depends on so many different factors. FAQs are a way to answer the customer's questions before they even ask it. And that is super important that you understand that is like how you build authority. You are demonstrating your expertise over your business and over the service that you're providing for them. So enter frequently asked questions. Don't like, so for example, let's go ahead and do it. So let's add a frequently asked question, and we'll talk about how this is done and why this is important as we do it. So we're going to go add a frequently asked questions. We will start from the dashboard. We will go to the profile and website content, and then we will, in fact, this will be under, we're going to add this in, okay, I'm struggling to see it here. Where are the frequently asked questions? Matt. I feel like we should have had that noted that was not even there. Okay, well, I guess we're going to just skip over on the frequently asked questions. Homepage, service. The link is not here. I repeat, the link is not here. That is most unfortunate. So these questions down here are a little bit different. So I'm trying to think of, let me hack our website a little bit here. Dashboard FAQs. Okay. So from the dashboard, under profile and website, there will be a link for frequently asked questions that will appear. You click on the frequently asked questions link under the profile and website content, and it will bring you here to your FAQ manager. So under the FAQs, so this is exactly what it sounds like. Frequently asked questions. What is the customer asking? And then what is your answer? So to create an FAQ, you'll just come in here. What are they asking? How much does it cost? Right? So you enter that in. And then, for example, we have this already down here. What's the question? What's your answer? So what's the question and what's the answer? And then you're just saving it. So this isn't complicated, right? This doesn't look complicated. It's a basic form. You go to profile and website and you're clicking on frequently asked questions and you're adding it. So it's meant to be easy because we want to make sure that the questions you're hearing from customers, you have answered on your website if you're a gold member, and then on your profile if you're a silver member. Because answering the questions that are in the head of the customer is how you demonstrate your expertise over the topic. You're answering those questions before they ever have to ask them. So enter the question, the answer, and then you can go ahead and save it and then that will appear under your FAQs on your company profile. And there you go. So you have a list of your FAQs, and there are some other fancy things that you can do to make it. Let me see here. This is the, okay. So there is a tool that you can use called, it's down under the external tools down on the bottom, and there's something called an FAQ widget. Let me try to zoom in on it. It's a little hard to get to. Nope. Okay, well, there's a link under the external tools over here for an FAQ widget, and that allows you to add your frequently asked questions to your website if you do not use a member website. It's a block of HTML that you can do. In fact, let me go ahead and click on that. I'm not demonstrating it necessarily, but you can see it. So you just grab this, you copy this text, you have your web person add that to the website, and then that will make it to where you can see the frequently asked questions that you've entered into the site. So nice little benefit that you get for frequently asked questions. I'm harassing my developer who's watching because the link was missing. So, okay, here we go. So now we're going back out to the dashboard, and we are going to go on to the next piece. So we just added the frequently asked questions. Adding frequently asked questions on the dashboard is something that increases your grade. So that's one of the things that we have here is your profile grade. And let me see, show, I want to show you the show completed. There are certain things that we're doing here that has the biggest impact on your company's profile. And we want to make sure that you know which ones those are. So I've already went down the list and have done these, but in order to get a high grade, you want to make sure you're adding that website, add a logo, add a cover image, add it your homepage content, that profile description, and then frequently asked questions. That is how you get the high score for your grade. So because those things are all so important to the customers that are looking. So there you go. So next up, more water. Sorry if that's a gulp sound. That's maybe a little embarrassing. Okay, so now for what is a major opportunity for your company to pick up additional search engine keywords. One of the things we talked about under the SEO boost is your ability to show up in Google. Now, Google may know you're a towing company, may know you're in a specific location, but like customers are searching for different kinds of services in Google. Now, if you want to show up under those services, Google needs to know that you provide that service and more information about it. And if you provide that, then that information helps you rank higher for those keywords. So this is a big SEO type thing, but more importantly, it's also super helpful for your customers to know the services that you provide. So we're going to add a service description. So from your dashboard, to add a service description, you'll go over to the website and profile, and you will scroll down to service descriptions here. Service descriptions, you are creating content that describes the services you provide. So go ahead and click on that. So here, there are many different things you can do. There are the number of services you provide, the number of searchable services, and so on. But this one here is the most important one. The services that you provide, the 39 that I have currently selected, we can add a page for any or all of those. Now, for the sake of, if you're a towing company that's out there that just wants to make sure you're adding to get the biggest bang for your buck, you want to add a page. If you do towing, add it under towing. If you do heavy duty, add it under heavy duty. If you do like roadside service, add a roadside service one. And now to do that, what you will do is you can either select popular services or you can select the all services provided, and then that will bring a list of all the different services that you provide. And you'll see here that I've already added a page for towing, heavy duty, local towing. So to show you something new, let's go down and look at roadside service. And let's add a option for tire change. So we'll click on create, and I'll show you where these show up here in just one moment. So when you are in here and you're creating a service description, it's very similar to the homepage content that we modified, except for instead of doing a cover image like we have on the homepage, we can add a cover image here that shows up under the service. So click on that. We're just looking for maybe an image that has something to do with tire change. I don't know if I have one, so I don't want to spend too much time on it. Okay, let's just go up here and select. We'll just grab a tow truck. So this is an AI generated tow truck that I have, and I'm just coming in here and I'll just show that. And then we're going to come down here, and in this case, it's hidden behind me, but there's the crop button, and you're just hitting crop, and then that's saving that image up here. You'll see that image appear. And now we're on to the content that you want to say about this. So we want to say, let's say, we provide a hands-off tire change service for our customers. I have no idea what that means. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what I'm typing here. So we want to come in here. Let's go ahead and add some text. We'll add, I want to add a tire. We're your tire change experts. So the reason why I'm doing that is, one, I wanted to get the keyword of tire change into the page. It's already on there based on what we do, but you can add a little content about it. And we're going to take that and we're going to make it a larger font. Make it 24. We'll bold it. We'll underline it. And then now you can also add in, let's add in an image. You can add it from a website or something. And we'll just show my mug again. So you can come in here and grab the image. We can make it smaller and so on. So we can float it to the right, float it to the left. Basically, you can make it look like what you want to make it look like. And then again, you want to click submit to save that. And now if we go back out to our homepage, so now we are on our Towing.com member website in this case. And then when you click on services, we're going to see the different service descriptions that we've created. And specifically, I want to click on tire change, which is the one that we just created. And here it is. It's going to load. And there we are. There's me and the page that we just created. So that is pretty much all you need to do to be able to create a page of content. Now, this is, again, something that you can modify, and you have access behind the scenes to all the different HTML, so the code behind it here. So if you want to have an entire page that has a video of you showing a tire change or demonstrating your authority over the topic, you can add all that in here and have that information. So there you go. That is the creating a service description for your company. It's as easy as typing it in, and you have it out there on a page. And again, on your member website, if you're a gold member, it's creating an entire page of content for this topic. And we didn't have to do anything, right? All we did was upload some images, type some text, and now we have a web page on our content, because as the home-based marketing strategy says, have a website that you can modify. And hopefully, if you're a towing company out there, you're the towing company owner, you feel confident that you could do what I just did, even if you have to watch the video a couple times to do it. So that is how we modify the service description. So now we are going to come out to the dashboard once again, and we're going to move on to one of the newer features that we have on the site. Let me wait for the dashboard to load. Okay, so next up, we want to add the team members. So one of the things that I like to do, and that's very important, is I say you want to make sure you show a face on your website. You want customers to be able to know who they're doing business with, who's going to show up when they meet you when their vehicle is is in need of a tow or jump start, tire change, whatever it is they need, they want to know who is going to show up there. The team members is our attempt to help it be easy for you to add a face. So next thing we want to do is use this feature with the purpose of letting your customers see the people behind your company so they can trust you more and then use your company. So to add a team company or a team member, we're going to come to the Towing.com dashboard. We're going to go to the profile and website, and then we're going to click on the link here for team members. Now here, basically, we can add a team member. So you can also edit the ones that are currently there. I'm going to just add a new one. You go in here, you are adding a photo, ideally of the person. So this is the opportunity to add their face. I'm just grabbing that same image. And again, it's going to allow you to crop the image. And we want to try to get the person here. Crop it. And then we want to come in here and saying, we'll say it's the new Drew. It's the Drew with the long hair and stuff. Now, this is where you get to tell a little bit about them if you want to. So like Drew has, geez, I can't believe this is true, but over 20 years of marketing experience. Oh gosh, can I spell? I spelled experience right. I feel like that is a win. Okay, so now we can add a tag. This would be related to if they do a specific topic. Let me see. I'm going to try adding marketing here because that's so. This might be your dispatcher or whatever else, and we're going to add that. And once again, we're going to go out to our profile, or in this case, our member website. And I'm going to click on team. And you'll see new Drew now has a page on our profile. So your team can appear on your profile nice and easy and boom. So I've seen companies that have said things like, what's your favorite food? And they show that under their team members. And you're basically just giving your customers an opportunity to know about the people behind the scenes. And that matters so much to the people. Just imagine being your customer, broken down in some parking lot somewhere. Everybody that walks by makes them like more self-conscious, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening to me." Their stress levels are increased, and now they don't even know who the person's going to show up. Let them see who's going to be showing up, and you can do that right to your team members there. So that is how you add your team to your Towing.com profile. I will also come back over here, go to the team list, your team members, clicked on that. And I just wanted to mention that you can, so there you go. We added the team members to your Towing.com member website. Now back out to the dashboard for the next thing. Waiting for that dashboard to load. Okay. Moving on, we just keep checking. My goal is to do this in 90 minutes. We're an hour 18 in. Thank you for all of those who are still with me. I hope you're getting some valuable information about what it is that we do, how we do it. I'm trying to add some marketing tips and things in as we go. There's so much more, so many different ways that you can use it. Towing.com, what we are doing here is this is about like creating the opportunity for you to do what is in your company's best interest. We don't want you to fit a cookie cutter of what we say you need to be. We want to provide you tools so you can demonstrate and be your own company, represent yourself in the way you want to be represented. So that is what we're out to do. That is why these tools have so much flexibility. It's not a formula that you have to do. It's an opportunity for you to demonstrate your authority so you can win more business. So next up is the newest feature that we've had under the profile, and that is a blog post. So this is really, really cool. This is an opportunity for you to, a blog is just a short form way of adding information that appears on a website. So people will sometimes use blogs to share like current events. Maybe it's new current promotions that are going on. Like, hey, we're currently, if you need a battery replacement, on Thursdays we do it. So you can do it for promotions. You can say, I highly recommend using blog in a way to create a post. If you do an interesting tow or an interesting cut, like a job for a customer, or maybe it's not even interesting, maybe it's the same kind of thing you do, 100 times a month. If you create a blog post for it, take photos as you perform the job, show how you are doing it. You can create a blog post and then post that out to social media and stuff. And you're kind of casting a fishing line out into the world. And now customers that are looking for that topic of that blog are being drawn in to find that information. So prior to this, you only had service pages, your homepage, your team members and things. But now blog posts opens it wide open to whatever it is that your company does that you want to demonstrate is unique to you. You can really demonstrate it. So don't just go to Facebook and do some social media post it on a blog, and then share the link out to your social media. So now the traffic's coming to your home base. They're coming into your home. So that's what you want to be doing. Don't send that traffic out to Google or out to Facebook. You want the traffic to be coming to the property you own and control. So blog post, let's look at how we can add that. Now we come into the dashboard. We click on profile and website, and then down here, we want to make a blog post. Got it? Click on that, and it's going to look pretty familiar. It is going to look very similar to the frequently asked questions and things. You'll see that we have some various blog posts that we've added out here already. And we can just come in here. Again, we can drop an image in. Let's use something different for a change. If we have it, here we go. This is an image I've used for my presentation. Remember, we talked about marketing. It's a bridge between a problem and a solution. Here's what marketing is. Here's an old image I have on here, so we'll use that. What is marketing? And then you can just type marketing is a bridge between problem and solution. I won't go into it. I'll just keep it there. So there we go. And we'll toss that. We'll make it look a little larger, bolded, italic, underline, whatever it is that we want to do. And then we can add some related tags. So think of tags as kind of the topical keywords. So if it is about marketing, it could be marketing. If it's about jumpstart. If it's about a service you provide or something, you can add that as a tag. And then we want to save and submit that. And then when we go out to our company's homepage, our member website here, the laptop I'm doing this from is on Wi-Fi. So, okay. So then once we're on your company website to see your blog, it only shows up if you've added a blog post. Same with FAQs and team and things. When you use the tool is when it creates the site. So we're clicking on blog, and this is where that blog is going to show up. And now there it is. Boom, now there's that content for what is marketing. There it is. It's that easy. So you can do that, right? You can come in here and add an image and add some text. And I highly recommend you do that for especially the things that you do frequently. If you are doing, you probably do dozens of jump starts every week or dozens of lockouts and things. Like, show and demonstrate what it is that you're doing, because your customers, the people that are out there trying to determine if they're going to use your company or not, want to be able to see it. They want to know that they can trust you to solve their problem without creating a bigger problem. That's that authority piece that we talk about all the time. The blog is one of the ways that you can do that. So set it up as a goal for yourself to maybe add a blog post once a week or once a month, whatever it is. But do something that is like, here's a common thing that's been coming up. So we wanted to add this, and we wanted to demonstrate us doing a jump start this week. Here's how we do it. Here's why it's safe for us to do it, or whatever it is that you want to do. Here's our 13-step process for doing a jump start. We make sure the area is safe. We like whatever it is, you can put that on there, and now you're demonstrating your authority and expertise with a blog post. Back out to the dashboard. And that is a blog post. And here's what, let me show you something actually under the blog post. This list that we are working off of here, this here, it is a Towing.com blog post on one of my demo websites. What we are doing here is me demonstrating and showing you, I use our own stuff for the sake of demonstrating this to you. So this is a blog post that I created. I created the HTML actually in an AI tool, but then I put that HTML into this block, and then that created this. So now I have a nice looking list of all the features and things right under a Towing.com blog post on towmarketing.com, one of my websites that I use for Towing.com. So like, I'm not only a, what is it? I'm not just a, I'm not only the owner, I'm a customer, or whatever it is. That was lost. Okay, fail. So I also use the use our tools, not just build them. So that is the blog post, which in fact we use, and it's a goal of mine to, we're moving all of our content away from a third-party provider that we use, that we've been using called Lead Pages. They allow us to easily create web pages. Well, now that we have created these tools under the identity package, we can do all that ourselves. So instead of paying them, we pay them like $300 a month to do the same stuff here that we do, and it's included in Gold membership if you want to show it on your website for $99 a month. So already this is going to save us money, so I know it can benefit you as well. So now we have some just bonus features. Like, is that not enough? Like, if you're watching this live, here it is. We have been at this for 1 hour, 27 minutes, and we're just now getting to the bonuses. Like, this is so much, there is so much available to you, all under those 2 ideas of marketing. We want to make sure that we're giving you opportunity awareness to your target audience so you can demonstrate your authority. Those 2 required essential pieces of the marketing heartbeat, awareness and authority, awareness and authority. You need both. Now you have the opportunity to do that with all these different tools that we've been talking about with Towing.com 101. And we still have some more to do. So we'll go through these really quickly. In fact, I might not necessarily even demonstrate them. I'll just maybe just talk about them briefly as we go through them and show you where they are in the dashboard. Next up, I just want to demonstrate some of the bonuses that you have, some of the bonus tools. For example, your help wanted posts. Did you know that Towing.com allows you to show your help wanted ads both in a nationwide search? Let me go over to Towing.com. Right on Towing.com, there is an option for Towing.com. My big head hit it. So right from the Towing.com homepage is the option for towing jobs. And that is where drivers or anyone that's looking for a job in the towing industry can come in here and look for a job. We had towing tow truck drivers that were contacting us as Towing.com saying, "Hey, are you guys hiring drivers?" And it's like, "No, we're just a website, man. We're not hiring drivers." And it occurred to us that, well, we have drivers looking for jobs, then we have towing companies that are always looking for probably qualified people. So let's just bring them together. So we created the opportunity for you to post your job listings right on Towing.com. It shows up here in a nationwide search, shows up in your area for the job, and then it also will show up under your, I want to get to the homepage first. So then if you have a member website, your help wanted ads are going to show up right under jobs. Like if you have a website right now and you're hiring, you've probably posted that job somewhere else. Does it appear on your website? If somebody wants to work specifically for your company, can they come into your website and see the Help Wanted ad? They can if you have a member website. So right now you can see that this is a job that I posted a while back for member advocates. It's one of those things that we have Towing.com, towing company member advocates. They represent you as a towing company to me as the business owner of Towing.com. So we were hiring them. So that job was posted out there, a full-time job, but that is out there. It creates a page for it. So if you want your Help Wanted ads to appear on your website, as well as on Towing.com's nationwide search, as well as being pushed into Google, then boom, use a Towing.com job. This is available to all levels of membership. In fact, you can even post a basic one as a registered company to the page. So to add a job, you would come into Towing.com, and this is going to be under, trying to think, I don't see it, community. Oh, here we go. Okay, let me start this over again. But okay, from the dashboard, in order to add a Help Wanted ad, you would come over to the content and marketing section and click on Help Wanted ads. And this is going to bring you to the tool to be able to add a job posting that will post it out to the Towing.com jobs. It'll post it to your profile. If you're a Towing.com member website, it'll post it to your website, all with one form, right? You come in here, you click on add a new job, you fill in the relevant information, you give a good job description, just like you would on any other website out there, whether it's Craigslist or Indeed. You enter in the information, you click the submit button, and then voila, it's posting it all over the place. So I've had my mentor that has said that the best CEOs are always hiring quality talent. Well, if you are posting to Indeed and stuff, that's a really complicated thing to always be hiring talent. But now you as a towing company can come and have a job posting that's appearing around your website and around your company's information. And you can always be hiring quality people. So that way you can continue to hire as you grow your company. That's just a bonus feature of Towing.com, available to Towing.com registered companies, as well as and especially to the Towing.com supporting members. And then also, let me just add, there is a external tool option, and that is a widget, which is hard to show because of the size. But there's a widget down here under the corner that you can add those, even if you are not, if you're a bronze or a silver and you don't use a member website, you can drop some HTML onto a web page, and then you can copy this, boom, copy that code, add it to, so you can copy the code, add that to your existing website, and then that's going to show the job listing here on your website. Like, you don't even need a member website to be able to show them on your website. So if you have somebody else that's managing your website, you can send them that code and be like, hey, I want to make sure, add a Help Wanted page to our site. Here's the content. Boom, send them that. And it's going to keep it updated. So as you change your job listings, it's going to update this widget, your member website. It's the nationwide search, your profile, like all in one place. You're modifying and adding one form, and it's taking care of the internet stuff, so you can internet less and tow more. Now back out to the dashboard as we kind of do our next bonus. I love the job option. Like, it's so cool, right? And we talked about the FAQ widget. We talked about the Help Wanted widget. The final thing that I just want to briefly mention is the bonus for equipment for sale posts. Yes, you may have a truck sitting back in your lot that has been there for a while. It's an older truck, and you're ready to like move it on to somebody else. But I know you're busy and you don't have time to like post it somewhere and deal with the selling the truck. Well, here you go. On Towing.com, there are towing companies that need tow trucks. And then there is you that has equipment that you want to sell. Now you can do it directly through your profile. This comes from back when we were, during COVID, we would reach out to towing companies that we're struggling and things. And it's kind of like, hey, what can we do to support you? And unfortunately, some of them that were struggling were like, hey, we need to sell some equipment. It's like, well, at the time, we didn't really have a way to do anything with that. But it's like, hey, let's create an equipment search. And that's exactly what we did. We created a way for you to come in and add a community post back over here. If you see this, then you can add equipment for sale. You can add images of the truck you're selling, information, and then that posts it out to Towing.com. Equipment. And now you can see the trucks and things that are for sale right here under Towing.com. And that's just included. Again, even if you're a free registered company, you can post a basic one. But if you want it to show up with the images and things and promote on your profile page, your website and things, all of that is possible with the Towing.com supporting memberships. That will be how you can sell your trucks and things right through Towing.com, all included for your location as a Towing.com supporting member. You can do that. So a nice little benefit as well. Like if you add all of these up, all of these different features that we've been talking about, all the different tools that we've created. I mean, even from equipment posts where most places are going to charge you probably $30 or so to add one of those. Help wanted ads, Indeed, like Craigslist, I think is $25 for a help wanted ad. Indeed can be $200. If you want a website that allows you to modify it, who knows how much that's going to cost it? We had one customer that signed up for a member website that was paying $250 a month. Instantly, it was included in the gold membership that they already have. All of these different features can help you get more business, demonstrate your authority as a towing company to win more business, and they're all included in Towing.com's membership, which Towing.com's membership is, we've managed to keep it under $100 per month. The most expensive supporting membership that we have is $99 per month. That is the gold membership. Prices always will increase for new members, but for you as a towing company that signs up with Towing.com, you sign up and keep that rate. We guarantee it for 2 years, but we've never raised rates on existing members. So as we increase rates for new members, it rewards, existing members get the reward of keeping the same price even as new members pay more. It's one of the ways that we reward risk takers on Towing.com. We are a small business out to help other small businesses, and all of us as towing company owners, we are risk takers. And that risk is, we take the risk because we need and want a reward. We want to be in control over our own lives and our opportunities and the rewards of those. Towing.com knows that. Towing.com builds it into everything we do, to where when you sign up on Towing.com, we make it to where you are rewarded across the board with all the different features that we offer through being a supporting member, to also just making sure that, like, hey, the price, when you come in and support us now, you're supporting the homepage of the towing industry, Towing.com, you are keeping that rate even as the value of what we provide goes down. We are a shared national brand. Like if you've ever wanted to benefit and be part of a national brand, but you're a local towing service, this is it. This is all of us together. We are all part of this nationwide brand. It's the homepage of the towing industry. You don't pay us per click or per call or anything like that. You're joining as a member. You pay a small monthly fee under $100. So you're talking around $1,000 a year for all the different marketing tools that allow you to have your identity and control and own your business's internet identity, all built from the ground up with the purpose of getting you more business, to make sure that when you tow and you post something on your member website or on your profile, that goes to work to pull in business for your company. So as we say, so you can internet less and tow more. That is what we are after, and that is what we've been doing since 2007. Thank you so much for all you supporting members out there that have trusted us. In fact, let's go. I want to just show real quick. We have had, let's see how many we're at right now. This is the company directory on Towing.com. We have 340 members that have been Towing.com supporting members for more than 10 years. 10 years. We've had over like 340 companies that have been a supporting member, paying a month-to-month reoccurring membership due to Towing.com for over 10 years. Now, let me just say this. Small businesses come and go. And I think nearly half of businesses don't even make it 3 years. And to make it 10 years, there are estimates that 90% of businesses never make it 10 years. Like, why do they cancel out? Well, in most cases, I believe it's because it's not worth it. They're putting all this energy in and they're just not seeing the results they want. They're paying all this money into Google. They're paying all this money to other people, but they're not getting what they want. They're not building something for themselves. Towing.com is about building something that is going to encourage you to be around forever. And it shows up with this number right here. If you want to do something that you love for 10 years or more, Towing.com membership is how you do it. And it's proven by this fact. Over 340 towing companies have been members for 10 years, when 90% of them don't even make it 10 years. I'm super proud of that. So if you're not a Towing.com member, you should certainly be one. So that way we'd love to someday add you to the 10 plus years, 340 companies that have been 10 years, 548 companies that have been supporting members for 5 years or more, 678 members that have been over a year. Have already celebrated that year. So thank you so much to our Towing.com supporting members. You make all of what we do possible. All of the various Towing.com 101 features that we went over are all possible due to the small monthly fees that are paid by so many different towing companies. That comes in and allows us to do the work that we do, to keep the lights on, to do this training, but then also continue to add features and values for our existing members. So that way, even though you pay one amount, it continues to be more and more valuable to your company, which is exactly what business is meant to be. Businesses, benefiting businesses, and growing all together. Towing.com, baby. Yeah. I'm pretty pumped about it. Okay, well, thank you for joining me on this live stream. We will do this more frequently. I hope that you've gotten lots of value. Tell your friends, tell other towing companies. Make sure that when a customer needs a towing company, they go to Towing.com. You know, it's pretty much, it's made to be the best possible way to find a towing company. That's what we're building, and it goes directly to you as a Towing.com supporting member. Thank you so much. I am Drew Wash, owner and creator of Towing.com. It is my privilege to serve you, and I look forward to doing it for many years to come. Take care.